At CBF, we know that for you to change your body, you need to change your mind. Exercise and eating healthy is only part of the plan. We care about our members as we care about our family, because our members become our family. It is not about competition, but support. It is not about being the strongest or the fastest, but about you defeating your negative self. It is about working together and making the task challenging and have fun. By the end, what matters is not how hard the session was, but that you take control of your mind so you can take control of your body. My name is Sandro Torres, and I'm happy you are part of our family. Welcome to Custom Body Fitness. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. You have no idea how much I actually appreciate your time. And the reason is because I know your time is valuable. There is a lot of things you can get back, such as money. There is a lot of things that you can get back, even your health. Whenever you trade it in your health, you can get that back. But the one thing that you can't get back ever is actually time. And time is very valuable. You can be doing a lot of things right now, being with your family, doing things that you love to do. You can be exercising, you can be reading, you can be doing other things, but you choose actually to be here, and I really appreciate that. I'm going to exchange your time for some value. Maybe you are where I used to be back in the past. Maybe you are in the same boat that I am, or maybe you are actually progressing and way ahead of me, and you just need this reminder. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, and then I'm going to tell you how far you can go, either in the good way, which in the path that you want to be, and the things that you want to get with your health, your family, your financials, and all the good things, or in the things that you don't want to do, such as getting sick, owing money, breaking your relationship, and being unhappy. So let's begin by telling you a little bit about how I started into this path. Back in the past, I used to be very poor. I owe a lot of money, and I used to have a very good job. I used to make good money. I was very poor, and I tell you what the reasons. That doesn't make sense, but that's how many of us are. Many of us, we are very poor even though we make good money. I was actually unhealthy. I was gaining weight. And I was actually getting sick very often. The other part of my area that I wasn't very successful, it was my relationships. I wanted to have a very successful relationship, but for some reason I couldn't keep one relationship at all. I always break with my exes, of course, they're my exes, and I found out the reason. While I was blaming my family, because my family didn't have money, they were poor. And I born in a very poor family. That was one of the reasons. Another thing that I was blaming a lot, it was my desires. I thought I was born with those desires about not being very stable in one relationship, and I blamed it to that, and I thought that was the way I was born. Another thing that I used to blame is the economy. I used to blame my job, and I used to blame many of the systems, the reasons why I didn't have money, because if the systems were different, I wouldn't have money. That was back in the past, my cognitive process. Then one day, I fall into depression. I was very deep into that hole. It was very painful that it made me contemplate life. And I actually learned in the future that one of the things that I did, it was asking very good quality questions. Quality questions that led me to actually make a research and find out the truth. The truth is that I wasn't successful in my relationship. It wasn't because of the desires. It wasn't because of my desires. The reality was because I didn't want to control my desires. I want those desires to be stronger than me, instead of me being stronger than my desires. Therefore, my desires control me instead of me controlling my desires. I wasn't born with those desires. I developed those desires. that was one of the things that I find out. Another thing that I find out, the reason why I owe so much money by making good money, it was because I have bad habits. I have a habit of spending money on things that weren't very good for my life. Here is a great example. When I could actually invest money in my health, or invest money actually to make more money, I used to invest money, or I should say spend money in my car. I used to put a big turbo on it, and I used to put big wheels on that car. I used to put a lot of things on that. I used to go party. I used to drink a lot. And that used to be every weekend. And every time I had a new project for my car. And I don't think there is anything wrong with fixing your car and putting good things here and there. And even if you want an expensive car, there is nothing wrong with it. However, if it's ain't within your budget, back then, that wasn't within my budget. I thought it wasn't in my budget because I could pay it, but I got into debt every single time that I wanted to do something like that. So it is interesting that I didn't have money for my health. I didn't have money to actually invest, but I have money to go party. I have money to go buy dinner for my friends. I have money to actually buy alcohol. I have money to put a bigger turbo in my car. I have money for those things, but I didn't have money for other things such as go to the doctor and get a physical, spend in the gym, buy organic food. I didn't have money for that. And I still broke. Even though I have those material things, I was a slave to the system because I decided to be a slave. The other point about why I was gaining weight, it was because instead of me actually making a research about real foods and the things that are gonna actually help me with my appearance, with my strength, my physique, and my health overall, I decided just to follow myth. I used to follow myth in the gyms and my friends that I should be eating a lot to gain muscle. That doesn't matter where I get my calories from. I just need to get a lot of calories. I used to eat a lot of processed food. I used to have a lot of zits on my skin. I started gaining weight, like I told you. I started getting ill every year, cold, fever, you name it, no energy. And I noticed once I start eating the right foods, all that went away. I haven't been sick in a while, maybe six years. Since last time I got sick, my physique is so much better. Right now I'm not getting no fat at all. I continue with my fat percentage, and it has been 6 years since I continue with that stability without fluctuating by increasing a lot of fat. I'm between the 10% most of the time. And that's thanks to the foods that I'm eating. But once again, it's because I make a conscious decision about the foods that I decided to eat. So now, when I was back in the back, when I was actually poor, I owe money. When my relationships weren't successful, when I was gaining weight and I was ill, I actually was there because that was my choice. I couldn't blame anything and anybody, okay? But that was the truth. It was my choice. When I make a conscious decision about making the right decision, my life completely changed. And it happened overnight, but every single thing I did, it put me where I am right now. Right now, I have developed a couple of things. I'm in a different position. I have a business. I have 5 employees. I have wrote a book. I also planning to open another business. I'm working in publishing 2 more books. I own some real estate. I'm completely debt free. I owe nothing to anybody, even the real estate that I own. That I own. I don't know anything. It's pretty fulfilling not to owe anything to anybody. My health is amazing. I can do anything, whatever I want to do with my strength, with my stamina, everything. I can go for a bike ride. I can go for a run. I can go hike. Mountains, of course. I can do weightlifting. I can help my neighbor to carry the stuff and remove the snow whenever it's a lot of snow, and I can do it fast without even getting tired. Right now I have a relationship that I've been working with it for more than a year now. I think the woman that I'm with, she's an amazing woman, and I'm making my relationship work, and now I'm not blaming her anymore that I used to blame people back in the past. So my point out of it is that if you notice right now, I'm in a different situation that I used to be back in the past. Back in the past, the situation was different because I was making the wrong choice. So let me tell you about the wrong choice that I was making. I was eating the wrong foods. I was making the wrong choices with my relationships. I was buying the wrong things, and I was spending more than I was supposed to spend. So those are a couple of things that I used to do. Now I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, and this is what I want to teach you. So please get a pen and write this down, because this is very important. This is what is going to change your life. You ready? You got the pen and the piece of paper? Write this down, because this is very important. If you don't write this down, that means that you don't care. That means that you're not ready to change. That means that actually you are not going to be able to get there. Because even though it seems very bad, it's actually very straightforward and very clear. So ready? First of all, find out what you want. So write that down. Okay, make sure you think about it. And make sure it's clear. If you want to lose weight, if you want to make $100,000, if you want to own a business, if you want a successful relationship, if you want anything that you want to do in the future within 5 years, if you want a house, go ahead and write it down exactly. And why do you want it? It's very important that you write down why do you want it. Do you want to lose weight because you want to get married, because you want to fit in your old pants dress, because you go into vacation, because you want to attract a new mate, because you want to actually just be healthy and be able to do everything outside. When it's time to ski, you want to go ski. When it's time to actually go for a run, to do a triathlon, to be able to help anybody who needs help, to be independent. Whatever it is that there is a reason that you want to lose weight, make sure you write it down. Okay? So once you have those two things down, now we're going to go to the third thing. The third thing is you must design a plan. A plan is a guess to your other guess. So here is a great example. If you want to lose 10 pounds because you getting married, okay, so in how long do you want to lose those 10 pounds? In 2 months? Perfect. That's a guess. In 2 months. That guess, you can actually lose that faster, or it can take you longer. But the more accurate you are, with your guess, the more accurate you're going to be with your plan. And I tell you how it's not going to work. Now, the plan is exactly the little things that you're going to be doing to get to your goal. Okay? If you're not very specific with that plan, if you don't write down that plan, you're never going to get to your goal. So that's how I started changing my life. First of all, I decided what I wanted to change. I was tired. I was tired of owing money. I was tired of working for somebody in a job that I wasn't very happy. I was tired of me not being healthy. I was tired of not having the body that I wanted to. I was tired of not having a successful relationship. I was very tired, and I decided to change in that moment when I fell into depression. I said, enough. It's time for me to change. So I started making a research on it, and I started finding out what I needed to do. So then I set up my goals very clear. And so far I've been achieving every single one of my goals. Now that doesn't mean that I'm stopping there. I have higher goals that I'm going to go get, and I'm working on it. But right now, the goals that I designed 6 years ago, I'm there. And I'm even achieved a little bit more than I expected, because I've been putting all the effort. What I mean with the effort. So here is a great example. Let me know, and I want you to think about it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay, I don't have to be right. I don't want to be right. I want to throw this out there for you to think, and I want you to do something. I want you to do this. You don't have to believe me, and you don't have to believe anybody out there. the best thing you can do, and it's the most important thing, is step away from all the information that you're getting from me and you're getting from everybody else. And I recommend you actually follow other people so they can give you great information as well. People that have been where you are and they are in a better place right now, because they're going to give you great tips as well. Step away and think about it, contemplate it. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. If it's challenging you believe, it's okay to get angry. I used to be there. It's okay to fight against it, but ask questions. Why? How? Why he's saying this? That he's trying to persuade me, that he's trying to help me. How this is going to improve my life. Is really making sense what he's saying, or he's just trying to sell me something. Whatever it is, the information that you get it, make sure you ask these questions and think about it. Don't ignore it and don't take it as truth until you understand it. If you understand it, then it's true. If you don't understand it, then it's vague information that is not going to make sense to you. So check this out. Let's say you drink. You drink every day. How's that going to contribute in your future? Within 5 years, is that drink is going to contribute something positive in your life? Are you going to be happy with only having one drink? Or you're going to become addicted to it and then you're going to have 2 drinks? Or maybe 3. And then in 5 years, you maybe become an alcoholic. Or let's not go to the extreme. Let's just think about the small things. How that glass of alcohol is going to help you in the future? Is that going to improve your life somehow? Is somehow helping your nervous system? Is somehow helping your digestive system? Is somehow helping your health overall? Is somehow helping your family, your kids, your partner? Is somehow helping your job? Is contributing that drink to your life in general? Or a candy bar. Let's say you're eating a candy bar every day. Is that candy bar contributing to your happiness? Is that contributing to your health within the future? Because everything adds up. Now, let's think about the opposite. Let's think about, instead of eating that candy bar, you're going to be eating an apple. You're substituting the candy bar for the apple. Is that apple adding value to your life? Is that apple in 5 years going to give you value? Think about 5 years, or even 2 or 3 years. How's that going to affect your life? It's going to develop a disease, or you're going to feel better with that apple. So my question is, what are you going to do? Are you going to choose the candy bar, or are you going to choose the apple? What is going to actually help you in the future? So that's exactly what I did. I said, okay, what I was doing wrong and what I can improve right now, which I'm not saying is easy. I'm not saying it's something that, you know what, screw it, I'm not going to drink it, I'm just going to do the right thing. It's not very simple. I had those desires. And those desires about doing those bad habits, they were right there for me. They were actually controlling me. And I didn't improve until I decided to control those habits. I relapsed many times. Many times I decided to change my life, and those bad habits weren't very easy to drop, and I relapsed. But every time I relapsed, I stand on my feet. And every single time I stand on my feet, I become stronger. And right now, it's very difficult for me to relapse. It's not impossible, it's very difficult because I'm stronger. So a couple things that I fixed. I started saving my money to pay the things that are going to add value in my life. I stopped watching TV. Okay, so that's the first thing that you actually can do. Stop watching TV. You actually going to save a lot of money. Not only in the cable that you pay in those $30, $40, $100 a month, but also with your mind. You can invest that time in reading and going to seminars and continue watching videos like this to continue learning more about how can you improve your life. That's one thing as an example. Another thing that you can fix, instead of eating processed food, fast food, you can be cooking at home. Okay? That takes a lot more time, of course, but it's going to save you money. But not only is it going to save you money, you at the same time going to be healthy. Okay? Okay, how are you going to invest your money? Where are you going to be spending it? Are you going to be spending it on your health? Are you going to be investing on the future? or are you gonna be spending it on things that is gonna take your life away as you continue spending that money, or something that's gonna devalue, is not gonna give you any profits in the future? So you can save your money and you can invest it in something, and you can actually start with that now. Somebody say, if you trust somebody with cents, you can trust them with millions. If you know how to invest your cents, you will know how to invest your millions. If you start with the smallest thing, it's very important. So let's go back to the apple. If you know how to do the apple, if you know how to eat the apple, begin with the apple, that's going to be the first thing you're going to do. And that's going to be the smallest. But if you can keep that habit, then you can go and walk around the building for 30 minutes. And when you can keep that habit about walking for 30 minutes, it's going to be easier for you to actually get into a weightlifting program that you can follow 5 days a week. If that becomes easy for you, the next step for you is actually to do your whole eating habits, and little by little, as you continue progressing, you're gonna see how your life is changing. It's gonna pay off. Just like the bad habits you had, the good habits, they're not gonna happen overnight. Just like for you to gain weight, to lose all the money that you lost, to be unsuccessful in your relationships, in other areas, or in your job, just like that, it wasn't overnight. It took you time. The same with your good habits. It's gonna take you time. You have to be patient, but you have to change your ways. Okay? So remember, you need to change the small things for the big things to actually change. And the first thing that you need to actually start changing, or the first person that you need to start changing, is you. Okay? I hope this video helped you and you invested your time with me right here. Continue following us and see you next time.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed the content offered here, then I know you will enjoy these books. These are great tools to lead you to successful weight loss, better health, and greater happiness.